Hello, welcome back. This is Wency from Wency's Toys channel, and in this video, I will be reviewing the Lego set 71834 Zane's Ultra Combiner Mech from the Lego Ninjago Dragons Rising series from 2025. So let's get right to it. Oh, and before I forget, if you enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button, and please consider subscribing, as a lot of my viewers have not yet subscribed to my channel, and it would help me a lot in bringing more content like this in the future. Thank you very much. Okay, so now on to the review. So again, this is set 71834, Zane's Ultra Combiner Mech. And first, let's take a look at the minifigures. And let's first take at the villain. So this set has 6 minifigures, 3 villains, and 3 heroes. So let's first take a look at the villains, and here are the minions, actually. So these are the dragon minions, or Dragonian minions, and this is the Dragonian warrior, and this is the Dragonian scout. So as you can see here, their torsos have the same print, same leg print as well, but they have different head styles and different accessories. So the Dragonian scout has, both of them has this lower dragon jaw armor here with the pauldrons, which is very, very cool. But this one, his head has a mohawk for hair, while this one has a full dragon bone skull here, which is pretty cool. And actually, this is not just a clip-on, it's actually connected via a stud. So this is a pretty cool new mold here, I think. Very, very nice. And as you can see here, they have very different face prints. The Dragonian warrior also has this dragon wings here for his back accessory. So let's take a look at the back now. So both of them still has the same pauldron. So basically, this small Dragonian wing piece here can be put into the Dragonian scout. But let's take it out first so that we can clearly see the back print. But as you can see here, there are connectors, so you can't see the back print. And their heads are actually don't have a secondary face print or facial expression, but they do have back face prints. So that is very, very cool. Let's take a look first at the Dragonian Scout. It is a bit harder to remove the armor because of the head. So have to pretty much take out the whole armor plus the head here just to get to the back printing. So the back printing, it's the same for both, again, with almost a Dragonian or dragon style scaling here for the prints, just like the one at the front here. So pretty cool prints. I like the minion prints now here. And the head for the scout is just a simple head here with just scale prints here, while the Dragonian warrior has sort of like a fire print here at the back of the head. The scout has an axe, and the warrior has this crazy big sword here. So next up, we have the main villain in this set. This is Noct. So he was the first of the 5 unforgivable villains. I can't remember the name of their group, but there are the banished ones from the Dragons Rising storyline, and very, very nice printing here. Even though it's a black ensemble, it has very intricate prints here, as well as a very nice leg printing here. Very, very nice. I like it very much. And he has this black hat as well. So let's take a look at his face here. Very, very nice that it's all blue and almost like lightning here. Unfortunately, because it's a hat, then there is no secondary face print here, and very, very nice back printing here. Okay, so now let's move on to the heroes. So first up is Pixel. So she has here her Dragon's Rising armor. Very nice torso print and leg print as well. I like all of it with the gold pauldron here. And of course, she has her gold katana here. And looking at the back, very, very nice detailed back printing as well. And she also has this covered up ninja style face print here as her secondary expression. Very, very nice. Okay, next up is Sora. So Sora here now she has fully embraced her Ninjago powers and for her ninja powers and but her torso print and leg print are still almost is pretty much the same as all of her other minifigures from the past years. But she also has now a golden arm here, very very nice, and also now has a head wrap here. So for her helmet, it's now a very nice gold and white head wrap. And of course, she has a very nice smiling facial expression here. And of course, she would have her angry secondary facial expression here. And of course, the reason why I like Sora's minifigure very much is because of her cat themed back prints here as well. Very, very cute. And last but not the least, but wait, isn't this Zane's Combiner Mech? So where is Zane if this is the last minifigure? I'll tell you when I get to the main builds. But this is Cole, the last minifigure in this set, with his Dragon's Rising tunic. Very, very nice, cool torso print here and leg printing here. So this is probably a new costume for all the Ninjago ninjas. And of course, it's a black and orange headpiece or helmet piece here or head wrap here. Very, very cool. And he has now two swords, one golden and one translucent katana here. So very, very interesting that they have a translucent katana now. I am excited to see the next season of Ninjago Dragon's Rising. And of course, he has his new masked. There's now a face mask as well for the head wrap for the secondary facial expression. And let's take a look at the back print for this Dragon's Rising tunic. Very, very cool. Again, since Cole is the elemental master of Earth, his theme now is much more Earth-like. So this is like rocks here that pretty much shows his almost like a rib cage here, but not entirely. So very, very interesting. And I want to see how this is explained in the animation. Okay, so now on to the main builds. Well, first let's take a look at the side build. And as I've said earlier, there is no Zane minifigure, even though this is Zane's Combiner Mech, but he is basically a sort of like a mech, right? So I wonder if this is like if it will be in the animated series that he will be upgraded into a sort of a mini mech sized robot, or that he will have some kind of Hulk Buster type mech suit as opposed to a minifigure. Because if we look at how the size comparison it is with a minifigure, right? So it's almost like a Hulkbuster, right? So here we have a circular block that has a face print for Zane's face. Very, very nice that they made this into a print. But his heart, his sort of like arc reactor heart here, is a sticker. Wish they made this into a print, because there is also a circular printed piece in the other builds that is a print, not a sticker. So this is such an unfortunate thing that Lego did. And of course, there are also a bunch of other stickers here. So for some of the detailing here, the greeblings here for Zane's arm. So this is a pretty cute mech. So here's another one. It's kind of weird because like his feet is very much at the back of his knee. I don't know why. But I guess this is the only way they could make him into a sort of like a mech, such that it will be part of the Combiner Mech um, combination or transformation later. So this is very, very crude, right? So this is just like clips here, splitter joints here, ball joints here. There's a clip there. So yeah, very, very crude. So as opposed to his usual mechs that are in this wave of Ninjago sets for January 2025. So yeah, kind of weird, but I guess it's needed for the combination later for the transformation. So I'll reserve my judgment later.
Okay, so next up in the main builds for this set is the Dragon Riyu. So here, now that Riyu, it has been several seasons since the start of Dragon's Rising arc. So Riyu is now a bit older, so he is now not just a simple baby dragon build, but now it's almost like a more teenage build. So it's a little larger than the usual Riyu that you would get from last year's Ninjago Dragon's Rising sets. And yeah, the thing that bothered me most is the use of the dark blue colors as well as bluish gray here. I know Ryu's colors is more bluish gray, but we'll have to see with the animated series what colors he would be having now that he's a little bit grown. But yeah, the darker blue here is throwing me off on his underbelly here because it's pretty much on his underside, right? And also the whites here. I don't know if it's supposed to be a saddle, but there are wings here. So these are Ryu's wings themselves. So I don't know why it's white there, but of course he has bigger wings, and now there are a lot more bluish gray tiles here. I believe this is a new coloring for the curved slope here, the 2x4 curved slope here. Too bad there's a bunch of stickers here for the scaling. It would have been nice if they were printed, but the head itself is a printed piece, so that is nice. But as you can see here, there is just an indentation here to mark his mouth. His jaw would be, and it's not a movable jaw. So underneath there, as you can see, it's very hollow, and it's all connected by Technic pins and ball joints. So also as the tail, of course, the usual dragon tail is in ball joints. The legs and arms here, or the 4 legs that he has, is of course in ball joints, as well as there are ankle joints here. So that is nice. So yeah, this is primarily one of the parts for the Zane's Combiner Mech. Next would be Sora's jet. Now, this jet is primarily, as Lego said, or the description is more of Sora's jet, because as you can see here, there are cat whisker stickers here for some of the design of this jet. So this is Sora's jet, but it could also be pixels. So I don't think it matters much, but this is primarily the jet that would be combined for the mech that would form the torso and arms. So the front part, or the fuselage here that has the pilot sitting here, has a lot of these swords here. And as you can see here, there are fingers already here and the thumb there. So this would primarily be one of the arms or one of the hands for the mech. So this is actually just connected by a ball joint, as you can see here. And there's another ball joint there for connections later on. So also, because this part here is swiveling because it's on a ball joint, same as here, the end part is also on a ball joint, but it can't swivel because of where the shoulders of this chest area would be. So it is pretty interesting that they have a swivel here. So basically, this jet can turn around like so, right? Very, very interesting mechanism here. There are a lot of stickers here. So as I said, the cat whiskers here, some of the nice decorative engines here, some of the prints or the paintings for the wings here. So the engine and wings. So this will probably be like an engine. So they are connected to a standard joint here for arms and legs. Pretty nifty build there. But here, like I said, based off of Zane's mini mech, right? Here, this is a sticker, but this is a printed piece here. So I don't understand why they made this a printed piece, but this one is a sticker. They could have just made two printed pieces here. So that was a disappointment on the mech side. But here on the jet side, I actually like the silhouette of this jet. It is very cool. And later I can show you how this will be transforming into the torso and arms and hands of the mech in itself. So there are already some of the greeblings. I like that how the greeblings for the hands here are greeblings for the jet itself. So very interesting. So yeah, I like the jet very much.
And last but not the least is this, I would say, off-road car or off-road, I wouldn't say buggy because of how it is designed, but this primarily, as you can see here, if it's not yet obvious, it forms the legs and feet of the Combiner Mech. So usually the big cars or the big trucks are the ones that form the lower part of a Combiner Mech. And it is interesting, like the feet here are like the positioned as spoilers, but you can pretty much just have them like this already or even downward. So these spoilers are cool. So I would say this more is, I don't see it as a buggy because there's no suspension, but I would say it's an off-road car in itself. So there are two canopies here. So one for the pilot for Pixel or Coal. So usually trucks are more Coal style than Pixels. So I would say Coal can fit right in here driving, and then the jet can be flown by Pixel, and then the dragon Riyu can be flown by Sora. So very interesting that they have two canopies here, and the other canopy is where your stud shooters are. So very interesting. So there are a couple of stickers here. Of course, the canopy here, since it's all blue, would have been nice maybe if it was transparent, but I guess they needed it all blue for the color markings for the legs in itself. So there are stickers here for the canopy, some stickers here for decoration for the sides of the legs here. And pretty much they are just held on by basically the connectors here for the joint pins here for straddling the joints, and just clips at the end here. As you can see there are clips there. So that is just a clip to hold them together so that it pretty much forms the car. And the underside, it's pretty much a cool look build here. It's symmetrical. So the build here at the left side and the right side is pretty much the same, except for that clip part there. So the other one has the clip, while the other one has the pins or the poles where the clip's going to connect to. But other than that, the joints here for the feet in itself is very simple. So it's just the, I would say, hoof part, and then just two rubber stoppers here to stabilize the feet when it's standing like this. So very interesting buggy here. And after this, then I'm going to show you how to combine them. Okay, so now let's first take a look at the size comparison as compared to last year's Cole's Titan Dragon Mech. So as you can see, Cole's Titan Dragon Mech is almost the same height as the 2022 Ultra Ninja Mech or Combi Mech that they had in 2022. And I would say that the 2022 Combi Mech is more like a Neon Genesis Evangelion type of mech where it's thin and stringy, almost like this Dragon Mech, although this Dragon Mech is a little bit bulkier, as opposed to this new Zane's Combiner Mech, which is, I would say, bulkier, more reminiscent of a Hulkbuster, and it is shorter and it's more, I would say, more pug than the Dragon Mech here or the other Ultra Mechs that we've had. So next, let's take a look at the mech itself and the functionalities. Okay, so now let's take a look at some of the functionalities of this Combiner Mech. So of course, because the off-road car or buggy, or I would still say car, is flat, and during the build you would know that yes, there would be a sacrifice. So like I said, there is just waist articulation. So yeah, you can move the leg up, forward and backward, and there's some sort of like toe or hoof articulation, but that's it. There is no knee articulation. So posability for this one is close to almost none, except for standing. Maybe running, but I doubt it because you can't get the toe or the hoof past the leg here. So you can't pose it that way. For arm articulation, yes, there is a lot. So there is rotational on the shoulder joint, up and down of the arm. There is some knee articulation. There is wrist articulation, of course, because as I said, for the jet, there is just a ball joint to connect these two. And of course, there are the arms here. So the hands here are pretty cool. There is a blaster here, or I would say a wave gun here. And then, of course, some blades here. Too bad there is no. So this is just a simple palm. There is no connector for a sword. So there is no sword action here. And this is where Zane sits as part of the brain of the mech here. So he is just held on by clips here. So there's a clip there, and too bad that it's not two clips so that it's a stronger joint. But it's just for this clipping action here. So it's fairly loose, and then you folded Zane here as I showed in the how to combine all of this. And then the torso, of course, is from the jet, and the printed disc there is hidden. Too bad. So Riyu here is connected via some Technic pins at the back. So it's easy enough to take him out. So just lift his head a little bit and take out the legs a bit, and then it's easier to remove him from the connection because it's just two Technic pins at the back. So that is how Riyu is connected there, and pretty much it's a little clumsy, but it works. So you can pull down the leg here, and then some of the reused legs can be put inside with Zane's legs as well, so that it's a little bit more comfortable. And then the wings, too bad it can't move a little bit more forward, unless of course you rotate it. So because the wings are on a ball joint, then you can rotate it as how you'd like. But for the posability, because pretty much you can only make him a standing pose, then yeah, pretty much you can just put him like a bat there. So that is as far as we can go for the articulation. So posability, close to none. You can just probably have him standing and do fire blast. So he's like more of a defense tower than a fighting mech, really. Yeah, but overall, I like the silhouette of this. It is a bulky set, more like a Hulkbuster set, and I like it. If they were able to do a knee joint here for the legs, that would have been so awesome. So again, this is my quick review, raw review of the Lego set 71834, Zane's Ultra Combiner Mech. And if you have enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button. And please consider subscribing, as a lot of my viewers have not yet subscribed to my channel. And it would help me a lot in bringing you more content like this in the future. Thank you very much.